Okay, so I'm going to quickly go over and demonstrate how I make a gauntlet for my non-dominant hand for when I'm doing welding. And this gauntlet, the purpose of it is it slips over my welding glove, gives me a little bit of extra protection, and you can basically lay this on a cherry red weld if you want to, or have your left hand right an inch away from your arc weld if you need to, and it will keep your hand protected. And being about that abusive to it, you can get about 2 weeks out of these before you get a new one. So I just opted to cheap out with some nice $10 gloves here from Princess Auto. So I'll get right into it. So obviously you take your non-dominant hand. This is the one that's actually going to make the gauntlet. So you cut right above the joint there. And chop off all the fingers. Not your fingers, fingers on the glove. You need a good quality pair of scissors for this, so don't cheap out. There you go. And the same with the thumb. So I've left a little bit of the stitching intact so that the fingers still stay separated. Now they would fray normally, but I'm going to get to that in just a second here on what I do to keep that from happening. Toss away your waste. Okay, so now you have your gauntlet, and that isn't bad on its own to keep your hand protected, but you can take advantage of the remaining leather from the other glove and put another ply of leather over it just to give you extra insulation, and it'll extend the life of this. Now I understand you might not really give a shit if you work for a company and they supply the gloves, but the point of this, even if they do that, is my company's like that, and they actually give you some good gloves. They don't cheap out on that crap like this. This is garbage. I don't want to weld with one of these. But it means that you can really just stick your left hand right in the eye of the shitstorm, and you will not get burned. So that's the main benefit of it, if not to protect a nice pair of form-fitted welding gloves. So with these ones, I cut right below the finger line, like this. Actually, make sure I'm in the frame here. That would help. Okay. Watch your fingers. And these scissors are actually getting a bit dull. Like that. And so now, what you do is you want some tabs. Like, you pretty much want to remove all of this, short of a little bit here as a strap to go over top of this, and some tabs here to rivet these on. Now, I like to at least rivet it down here, because that way it keeps it from sliding up and moving on you, especially as it starts to shrink and shrivel up on you. So you have a few options here, but what you most likely have, and what I have handy, is soapstone. So I use soapstone to mark it out. If you get a nice pair of black gloves like this, suede, should be pretty easy to mark them out accordingly. Oh, you dumb bastard. It'd be helpful if you mark out the right glove. There you go. And just draw enough that you can just make a tab that you can actually rivet it, or If you want to use welding wire, that's fine, that works too. You just cut the wire to 45 and it makes a sharp point and you can just stitch it right through. Works great, did it all the time. Okay, I'm cutting this one. Alright. And again, just make a line across there. Okay. And then the remainder of the material gets removed. So when I cut, what I'll do is I'll keep this stitching intact just so that it doesn't want to fray. Otherwise you cut there and then it comes apart. Get it in the frame, Jay. There we go. Nice if I could edit the video and then I could just do like a, how do they fast forward or whatever, but if you're bored, skip ahead. How did I do this before? There's a way that I did it so that it would cut properly. Oh yeah, okay, like that. There we go. And again. See, I just worked the scissors through like that to get it to just get it right at the hinge there to cut it. So you got your tabs intact. I can remove this material here. It doesn't serve me. And then I just keep on with removing material all the way up. Again, keeping all this stitching intact, although the liner is going to want to come out on you, so there's not much you can really do about that, and that's fine because it's just an extra ply of leather anyway, so the insulation is really not going to benefit you anyways. Just be careful not to cut too much here. Get it in the frame. There we go. All right. Take a little more meat off there. Like that. Okay. No, that's not Donald Duck in the background. That's my cat yowling for some reason. I don't know why. Fuck his problem is. Okay. And since all that's going to want to come out on you anyways, you just remove that. Like that. Yeah, my first version I was getting a backing hand or back pad or whatever you want to call it, but those are like 14 bucks a pop, and then you got this, which is 10 bucks, so it's not very cost effective. And so if you got all the leather there, you might as well use it. So now what you're left over is this extra ply. So scrap, scrap. So there's actually very little waste. Okay, so now what we're left with, the left-hand gauntlet, and then this piece. So we put this over top. I like to get it so it's slightly past the fingers. Alright, now we're almost wrapped up. So now, next step, I'm a fan of rivets, so that's what I use. Do what you want. Actually, these might be a bit too long for this. No, they'll do it. So these are leather rivets, that's what I use. You can get these from any kind of leather DIY shop. And I'll demo how they work. So, what you'd need, in addition to the rivets, is an awl, which I have somewhere. Oh, I found it. It's right here. Now, and then you just take that and you stab it through. Oh, wow. This thing is dull as fuck. I need to sharpen it again. Okay, I'm gonna do it the cheat way. So you can take a wire brush and a drill. Actually kind of made sense to actually draw a stencil from the other one with the soapstone. Still need the awl though to feed it through, so you can feed the rivet through the hole. So once you get through. Oh shit, easy. Been a while since I've done one of these making of kind of style videos. There you go. Yeah, these are definitely too long for this, but whatever. I only got one cap out of that entire pile that I took out. Alright. Yeah, so I just fed it through the hole, and then I, from the inside, once I feed it through the hole, I find that where this is, and then I push that through that hole with this, then I put the cap over it. Now, you can use a hammer, and just give it a tap and knock it, if you can put this inside of there or whatever. But I am in an apartment and it is Sunday night, so I'm gonna not be a dick. I'm gonna do it the quiet way. I'm gonna use my pliers wrench from Kniepex. Yeah, these are definitely too long for this. Should use the shorter ones. Fuck. Yeah, those suck. Should not have used that. Okay. I guess I'm going to demo how you get them out too. Use one of those to undo the fuckery. That is one that's too long. I'll put those back. Those underneath. I apologize for the delay. You can skip ahead if you want to. Alright, let's get the one that's the proper one. Okay. Yeah, so I got a few different variety sizes. These are the super short ones. I use that for like fabrics. This is sort of medium duty, which is what these are. Those are really thick stuff. And my asshole cat just did something stupid. Dumbass. Okay. So let's try that again. Put the awl through the hole. Yeah. Put it on the end of the awl and push it through. And there it is. Well, that went a lot better. Okay. Alright, let's drill out this side. It was a little sloppy, but whatever. That one is that one. That one is that one. There we go. So we're almost wrapped up. So yeah, now you've got a good 2 plies of leather plus the insulation covering your welding glove. So that'll add lots of extra protection to that left hand, so you can really get in there and not have to be all careful, and you can do your job. Now the other thing I'm going to do before I close this out is, because I've gone and cut all these stitches, so you have now all these exposed stitches that are going to fray, so I just take some glue and just treat each spot with a dab of glue, or not. Fucking thing closed up on me. Seriously? Wow. The glue works when it stitches itself shut. I have nothing there. Yeah. So. Do it the dirty way, I guess, and I'll get a wooden skewer. And then just give each seam a pretty good, generous dab of that stuff. I'll slip this off for now, so I can get at these. And don't stick it to your finger like I just did. I'll wipe that off on there. Whoops. Wow, this stuff is strong. Getting quite a bit of a buzz off of it. Holy, burning my eyes too. Whoa. Oh. Okay. What should be, just check this over here. Yeah, should be good enough. Obviously you want that stuff to dry before you try and weld with it, because you probably light up pretty quick. There you go. And then when I suppose I could just slip this on. Can't be any harm in it. I am not going to put my fingers in there because I probably won't get my hand back. So there's your finished product.